I get a lot of calls from accountants. Sometimes the call is really sad. This is what it is. I didn't know my client was doing a 1031 exchange, and I timely filed their tax return before they completed the closing of the replacement property, effectively shutting their exchange down early. And they want to know if they can amend the tax return to include the replacement property. So if you're an accountant, you're a CPA, make it part of your process to ask the client if they're in the midst of an exchange. I send a written letter out to the taxpayer that says, here's your 45-day deadline, estimated. Here is your 180-day deadline, estimated. And it appears this date is after your April 15th filing deadline. Please consult with your tax preparer about doing an extension if you need the full 180. It's a sad day when you get a call. So save your clients bacon, help them out, because they might need that help. All right, this is a little heady, but in the ivory tower, the aristocrats of 1031, those big thinkers, typically tax attorneys, are wondering about whether or not there could be an extension of the 45-day or 180-day period if your exchange ends on a weekend or a federal holiday. And the practice in our industry is to not anticipate that there's any extensions, that the 45th day is the 45th day and the 180th day is the 180th day. But I should mention that there is a small minority of high-level thinkers that argue that there is an extension permitted under the code. In the initial proposed regulations for 1031, they specifically said in the proposed regs that these extensions did not apply. These extensions are related to Section 7503 that allow for the extension. They then pulled that out because they thought that it wasn't even applicable, that they didn't need to say it because those extensions are only for administrative filings. But there is a small minority of people that think that you can identify on day 46 if it landed on a weekend or a holiday. So I should mention that that exists. There is some difference in our understandings of what the rules are. Until we see a case litigating it, though, I wouldn't rely on it. I would identify by your calendar 45 and complete by your calendar 180. The only exception to that is if you're in a federally declared disaster area. If you're affected directly by a hurricane, a forest fire, earthquake, some presidentially declared disaster, you may have some special provisions to complete your exchange at a later time.